Oh my God.
Oh, dude, you're like a real superhero, man!
Oh my God.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an all-new episode of Keeping It Real with me, Alex Cardinale. Here on Keeping It Real, I break down some of the worst tragedies in American history, and I discuss what we can learn from those American tragedies. Over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about a couple of fires. We've talked about a super sofa fire from South Carolina. We talked about the MGM Grand Fire from Las Vegas. Tonight, we are going to Puerto Rico to learn about a massive hotel fire that took place on December 31st of 1986. And this fire is more tragic because, technically speaking, it is considered a crime. Arson is a crime, and when it involves the murder of over 90 people, it's like a mass shooting. It has the same type of effect because so many people lost their lives. Today's tragedy is a arson, but it can also be considered a mass casualty event caused by some evil people because of labor disputes and work issues. So these people decided, we're going to get back at our hotel. We're going to cause a huge fire, irregardless of all the guests that are in there on vacation. So many of them, unfortunately, lost their lives because of the greed of these employees. So today's tragedy, a fire that occurred on December 31st, 1986 at the Hotel Dupont Plaza in San Juan, the capital of the United States territory of Puerto Rico. Now, personally speaking, I love San Juan. San Juan is a beautiful city. 98 people died and over 100 more were personally injured in this tragedy at the Dupont Hotel Plaza. So today I'm going to give you information on what you need to know about this tragedy, and then I'll share my thoughts at the end of the show on this tragedy as well. So please feel free to share your thoughts on this tragedy in the comments. So here is what to know about the Dupont Plaza Hotel. This is a good way to get our show started. Here is some important information on the Dupont Plaza Hotel. The Dupont Plaza Hotel opened in 1963 as the Puerto Rico Sheraton and was operated by the Sheraton Hotel Company until 1980, just before Sheraton imposed significant fire safety measures in its hotels throughout the world in 1981. Before national fire safety requirements were enacted in 1990, most hotels had implemented fire safety measures based on local regulations and ordinances, which in some local areas were lax, despite frequent fires and fire-related death at American hotels. In 1985 alone, there had been 7,500 reported fires in hotels and motels across the United States, with 85 deaths and $56 million in damages, which today is equivalent to $119 million. In June of 1985, the Dupont Plaza was inspected by the local fire department and was found to have deficiencies in its safety systems, including malfunctioning equipment and lack of evacuation and emergency plans. The fire sprinkler system, which was not criticized in the fire department's report, was not automated, as it was in 95% of hotels across the United States at that time. So that is some information on the Dupont Plaza Hotel. All right. So now we know some basic information about the Dupont Plaza Hotel. Let's learn about the tragedy itself. Let's learn about the horrific hotel fire. So here is some information on the Dupont Hotel fire. All right. So the Dupont Plaza Hotel arson was a fire that occurred on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 1986, at the Hotel Dupont Plaza in San Juan, the capital of the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico. The fire was set by 3 disgruntled employees of the hotel who were involved in a labor dispute with the owners. It claimed between 96 and 98 lives and caused 140 injuries. It is the most catastrophic hotel fire in Puerto Rican history and the second deadliest hotel fire in the history of the United States after the Winecoff Hotel Fire in Atlanta in 1946. The hotels of the hotel were engaged in a labor dispute with hotel management. Negotiations between the hotel and the employees union, Local 901 of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, had begun in October of 1986. The union represented 250 out of the hotel's 450 total employees. One of the main issues causing the dispute was an alleged management plan to terminate 60 union members from employment and replace them with non-union employees. In the week the fire took place, there had been 3 smaller fires at the hotel, one in a linen closet, one in a pile of cardboard boxes, and another in a roll of carpeting. Management had then added 30 more security guards. Tension between management and employees had become so great that desk clerks, taxi drivers, and local food stand employees were advising tourists to stay away from the hotel and its casino. 1 week after the fire, the governor of Puerto Rico, Rafael Hernandez Colon, stated that, according to preliminary reports, in the days before the fire, information was going around that something was bound to happen. So on the day of the fire, The union called a meeting in the hotel's ballroom for the afternoon of December 31st, 1986. At the conclusion of the meeting, around 3 p.m., the 125 members present voted to go on strike starting at midnight. At the time, the hotel was estimated to be at near peak occupancy with 900 to 1,000 guests. 3 union members, Hector Aponte, Jose Rivera Lopez, and Arnaldo Jimenez Rivera, planned to set several fires with the intention of scaring tourists who wanted to stay at the hotel. At around 3:30 p.m., they placed open cans of chafing fuel in a storage room filled with newly purchased furniture adjacent to the ballroom on the ground floor of the hotel. Now, chafing fuel is a very strong fuel. It's the fuel that is used at catering events to keep food warm. While some of the labor organizers created a distraction by staging a fight just outside the doors to the ballroom, 3 men set the fuel alight. The fire ignited the furniture and quickly burned out of control, growing to massive proportions and flashing over. After flashing over in the ballroom, which witnesses confessed that they were confused with an explosion. So after flashing over in the ballroom, witnesses thought it was an explosion, but it was a flashover. The hot gases swept up the grand staircase into the lobby of the hotel. From there, the fire was drawn through the open doors of the casino by the smoke eaters, devices in the ceiling that sucked the smoke from the cigarettes out of the room present throughout the casino. With more than 150 guests estimated to be in the casino when the fire started, most of the death occurred in that area. Several months before the fire, hotel management had the emergency exit doors locked to prevent theft, and the only other way out was through a pair of inward opening doors. Some people pressed against the doors to no avail. Others leaped from the second-story casino through plate glass windows to the pool deck below. Many were injured. Others died of smoke inhalation on upper floors of the casino. Still others were killed as they rode the elevators to the lobby, only to discover their path blocked by the fire when the doors opened. Those who were able to do so climbed to the hotel's roof, where an improvised helicopter rescue, including civilian, police, Puerto Rico National Guard, U.S. Coast Guard, and U.S. Navy helicopters from the Roosevelt Roads Naval Air Station, transported people to safety. Nancy Brenson, a survivor of the blaze, was one of those rescued by the helicopters, and she said, and I quote, "We got to the 8th floor, but then there were people blocked by smoke. We ran to another stairway and got down to the 8th floor again before we ran into the smoke. Near the roof, helicopters circled around us, but it looked like they were afraid to land. Finally, one hovered above 2 feet above the roof. A co-pilot reached his hand out and pulled us to a step under the door. It looked like there was room in the back of the helicopter for 2 people. We somehow managed to squeeze 5 people in." So it's always cool to get a firsthand experience of a tragedy. So I'd like to say thank you to Nancy Brenson, a survivor of this blaze, for providing us with a firsthand account. Now, the Puerto Rican Fire Department was dispatched at around 3:40 in the afternoon, and 13 fire trucks, 100 firefighters, and 35 ambulances responded. Firefighters extinguished the flames 3 hours later, although black smoke continued through the night. The total number of people who died from the fire was at least 96. At least 96. Most of them died by burns, and 140 more people were injured. Now, some sources give a death toll of 97 or 98. Unfortunately, most of the victims were burned beyond recognition, and their belongings were destroyed. So, when they died, they were burned so bad that the first responders couldn't identify if they were male or female. In total, 84 bodies were found in the casino, 5 in the lobby, 3 in an elevator, and 2 at a poolside bar outside the hotel. An investigation by the United States Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, revealed 25 safety violations, including a lack of emergency exit doors in the casino area, leading to the death of 84 trapped guests. Agents from the FBI San Juan, Puerto Rico field office worked closely with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, to identify suspects and build cases against them. The union representing the employees denied that it or any kind of its members had been involved in starting the fire and offered a $15,000 reward for information that would help the investigation. In April of 1987, union members Hector Aponte, 35 years old, Armando Rivera, 29, and Jose Francisco Rivera Lopez, 40, pleaded guilty to setting the fire. Rivera Lopez had urged the other 2 men to start the fire and gave the sterno can provided by Jimenez Rivera to Aponte, who in turn placed it and lit the sterno can under furniture stored in the ballroom. Aponte had intended to only start a small fire to incite fear in the guests, but unfortunately, as we all know from this show, it was no small fire. It was a massive fire, which led to the death of so many people. Unfortunately, a lot of people lost their lives in this fire. Aquarium Daily, Andrew from the UK is in the house. Hey, Andrew, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your live view. Okay. So the 3 men were convicted of murder, and prosecutors requested Rivera Lopez be sentenced to 25 years in prison and Jimenez Rivera to 24 years. The judge rejected the prosecutor's recommendation, sentencing Aponte and Rivera Lopez both to 99 years in prison, so they're going to die in prison, and Jimenez Rivera to 75 years. He will also die in prison, most likely. Well, actually not. Surprisingly, Jimenez Rivera and Rivera Lopez were released from federal prison in 2001 and 2002, respectively. I don't understand how they got out of prison after they caused the death of over 90 people and injured over 140. So I am kind of pissed that I just read that. But Aponte was released in 2017. So unfortunately, the people that caused this tragedy are now 3 men, when in reality, they should be dying and suffering in prison, in my personal opinion. All right. So that is the tragedy. That is the tragedy on this episode of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. Imagine going to Puerto Rico to have fun. You go to a casino, you got a nice hotel at the Dupont Plaza. Well, you've got a battle between the labor department and employees going on, and employees decide, you know what, we're going to get the win because we're going to scare guests away and we're going to take away their revenue. Well, unfortunately, when you light a fire, it could turn deadly, and that's what happened. It lit a fire, and it caused the death of over 90 people. So what are my thoughts on this case? My thoughts are work should never, ever result in a death of people. Your job, your place of employment may be going through a battle with the Labor Department, but you should never, ever jeopardize the safety of other human beings because you're unhappy at what you're being paid, you're unhappy at what you're due for work, or whatever it is. You should never jeopardize other people's lives. So that's my thoughts on this particular case. And even though this case is older than I am, way older than I am, it still is a very, very sad, tragic fire. So my thoughts and my prayers go out to all the victims of the 1986 Dupont Hotel Fire in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So let's take a moment of silence for the 90 plus people who lost their life. Awesome. Thank you so much for that moment of silence. And that is our episode of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale tonight. It's really, really sad show to do, but I hope you at least learned a little bit about this tragedy. This is a tragedy that I did not know about until I hosted the MGM Grand Fire. So I figured I would talk about this episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Keeping It Real with yours truly, Alex Cardinale. We are going to take a break from tragedies for the next couple of episodes. I think we talked about enough death and enough destruction and enough devastation for a while. So on our next episode of Keeping It Real, next Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. So next Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, we're going to talk about a fun topic, and it's one of my favorite hobbies besides fish keeping and cooking, and that's bowling. So next Thursday on Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale, join me as we talk about bowling and why I enjoy that. And every Thursday night, I end up going bowling anyway. Now, after that, I'm going to introduce a new series to Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. It's kind of like a tragedy show, but it's actual 911 audio calls. I'm going to react to some of the craziest, scariest, and also funniest 911 phone calls in American history. That's going to launch in a couple of weeks here on Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. So as always, I appreciate your view. I would like to say thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the show and you would like to donate to the show, my Cash App is Alex Cardinale 1993, and my Zelle is AlexGoYankeesCardinale19@gmail.com. Also, you can check out my website, AmericanAlexCardinale.locals.com, and it's $15 a month, but you'll find exclusive content on there that you won't find here on YouTube. Content that is too fiery for YouTube. Anyways, if this is your first video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, American Alex Cardinale. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.
Thank God for Friday. Fridays are the beginning of the weekend, and this Friday, American Alex Cardinale kicks off your weekend with a supersized Friday Live. This Friday, August 4th, 2023 will be the host of Saturday Live one night earlier due to WWE SummerSlam 2023. It's going to be a super Friday Live featuring appearances from WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Aqua Alex, Chef Alex, and more. WWE fan Alex Cardinale previews WWE SummerSlam 2023. Sergeant Slaughter has facts on Hershey's and SummerSlam. Aqua Alex discusses Tigrinus catfish. Chef Alex makes white chocolate blondies. All that and more. Live this Friday 10 p.m. Eastern 7 p.m. Pacific. Only on YouTube channel American Alex Cardinale. Be there or be square.
I will be celebrating my birthday in just a few days. I will be turning the big 30. That's right, I, Alex Cardinale, will be celebrating my 30th birthday. And for the second year in a row, I am going to host a birthday live stream on the day of my birthday. I invite all of you, my legendary viewers and my legendary audience members, to come be a part of my birthday live stream. Live, Tuesday, August 15th, 2023, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, American Alex Cardinale. On my birthday live stream, there will be some surprises. What's in store for surprises? Well, I may have a birthday dream. We shall see. Aqua Alex will make an appearance, and Aqua Alex will show off his current fish collection, and I may end up getting some new fish. But what new fish will I get? Chef Alex will review some restaurants on my birthday live stream. I will review a few of my favorite crumble cookies. Plus, I'll play some of my favorite music. I'll recap the 20s, my 20 years, and I'll discuss the looking forward to 30 and more, including surprises, funny videos, and more. You're not going to want to miss my 30th birthday bash, live Tuesday, August 15th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, American Alex Cardinale. Happy birthday to your host, American Alex Cardinale. Enjoying this video on YouTube? Well, I hope you are. American Alex Cardinale here, and I'm inviting you, yes you, to be part of my community, American Alex Cardinale Local Community. On the American Alex Cardinale Local Community, I will be publishing exclusive, fresh, hot content just for you that will only be available on my community app, Local. You will get tropical fish store tours and aquarium videos. You'll also get cooking and baking videos. You will also get music live streams, Q&A with Chef Alex and American Alex Cardinale, behind the scenes of some special videos, and the ability to connect with fellow American Alex Cardinale members. All that for just a total of $15 per month. The fish store tours, the cooking videos, the music videos, the live streams, they're all part of the American Alex Cardinale Local Community, and they will all be exclusive to the American Alex Cardinale community. So if you want to watch those videos, then go subscribe to the American Alex Cardinale Local Community right now. The first 5 people to subscribe will get a 1-month free trial. $15 a month, you get all that, but for $20 a month, you'll also get the ability to have a Zoom call with me, an interview on my YouTube channel, and the ability to host your own show right here on my YouTube channel, American Alex Cardinale. So what are you waiting for? Be among the first to join the all-exclusive American Alex Cardinale Locals Community, featuring fun videos for just $15 a month. The first 5 people get a free trial for 1 month. Enter code AACAUG23. American Alex Cardinale.locals.com. Go subscribe right now and don't miss the amazing videos only on the American Alex Are you enjoying today's video? Well, I certainly hope you are. I hope you're enjoying this video. Would you like to thank me for my hard work on today's video? Well, if you would like to thank me for my hard work and time on today's video, I encourage you to consider donating to me, American Alex Cardinale. Every donation will go to the one and the only, yours truly, American Alex Cardinale. To donate, you can send some money to my Cash App, which is $Alex Cardinale 1993, or to my Zelle, which is my email, alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. Or you can also go to buymeacoffee.com/American Alex Cardinale. I appreciate any donation that you guys give. You don't have to donate, but if you feel compelled to do so, please go ahead and do so. Every donation will go towards the channel, and it goes towards American Alex Cardinale personally. And believe me when I tell you that I am 100% grateful for every donation that I get. I am. So please consider donating. Zelle, alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. Cash App, $Alex Cardinale 1993. Buymeacoffee.com/American Alex Cardinale. Now back to the show.
Over that's all, folks.